Welcome to the grand final, everybody! Qualifier number 2 for the Murky Cup, and we're starting things off with Warhead Junction today. So we got the Krankle crew against the dudes! Exodia stack was actually defeated. Now, again, if you're not familiar with the Murky Cup, and this is the only match that you turned in so far, very quick explanation. We have 6 qualifiers in total. Those are single elimination tournaments where the teams gather points as they move through the tournament. The deeper you go, the more points you get. The points are being added up, and the top 6 teams in that leaderboard at the end of the qualifiers make it into the playoffs. Now, in the playoffs, we have $2,000 of prize money on the line, all provided by I Can't Wait. Huge boss that made this tournament happen, so big shout out to him. Big thank you, really appreciate it. And we have a bit of a twist because he's a huge Murky fan, hence also the name the Murky Cup. We reintroduced the bounty system that we had on the Banshee Cup just recently, and we are splitting that prize money. So $1,000 go to the top teams as in any normal tournament, but we also have a bounty pool of $1,000 as well. Now, bounties are little tasks, like you can see here, that you have to complete in order to get a bounty ticket. So if you win a game with Butcher, you get a bounty ticket. If you win a game with Murky, you get 3. So we're incentivizing Murky play even more. And then, at the end of the entire tournament, when it's all over, what's going to happen is that we're looking at each team, how many bounties they completed, how many tickets they have, how many bounties were completed in total, and each team accordingly gets a share out of that pool. So you can make some money even if you don't win the tournament, if you just farm a couple of bounties throughout all of this. And some teams like the Exodia stack, for example, have already taken advantage of that in qualifier number 1. Now, obviously, there's a bit of a risk-reward calculation going on. You want to go as far as you can in the tournament, but you also want to try and get some bounties. So you always have to think, what can we do here? What's a hero that really works? And since we have a draft restriction where a hero can only be played once within a series, that also means as the series progresses, specifically a best of 5, and the hero pool is slowly starting to thin out a little bit, some of these bounties look a lot more attractive than they might in game number 5, for example, as they might have in game number 1. So all things that the players have to consider here, but for us as viewers, this means that we get more hero diversity as the tournament progresses. Maybe not necessarily in all of the qualifiers, but we've already seen crazy qualifier matches, to be honest with you. We've seen Nova, we've seen Cho'Gath. I mean, again, you name it, we had a lot of really cool picks. Triple heal composition attempted, no heal composition. So, yeah, the first qualifier in particular was just absolutely bonkers, and there's going to be more of that. Now, as we're heading into our first map, we now have Murden and Blaze taken. I gotta say that the dudes have played a pretty fantastic second qualifier so far. The Krankle crew is also in a really interesting spot because they're running several players that are playing from the NA server, so they are therefore, this is all happening on the European server, so they're playing cross server. They have a ping disadvantage that they have to go through, and that's a bit of a handicap. They were not really happy with the first qualifier because back then they had some issues with facing off against the Exodia stack immediately, which is of course a pretty strong team, and since the qualifiers are single elimination, they had a bit of a rough time there. Now, that means that in this one, they want to go as far as they can go. Reaching the grand final is already great. It's awesome. It gives them points for the leaderboard. Makes it more likely that they can qualify for the main event. But the question then still is, can they win this one, for example? Now, with Abathur taken, could we see monstrosity here? Warhead Junction usually comes down to a big boss fight. Well, you pushing with the boss. The top boss is insanely strong. First one usually gets you to the keep, the second one finishes the game quite often. So I'm very eager to see what the final choice is, maybe even Greymane, but also what they're going to do with that. Double Greymane would of course be pretty neat. So now we get ETC and Dehaka, a triple front line for the Krankle crew in game number 1 of this best of 5 grand final. Yeah, Greymane, double Greymane, if you're really thinking about just like rushing that boss down and maybe going for a big push with it, you could. But they decide in favor of Cassia. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. So, Warhead Junction is our first map. The best of 5 grand final qualifier number 2 for the Murky Cup. Warhead Junction, the blue team on the left with Gavlo. On Blaze, we're getting Death Knight on Rhaegar. Bloodcool on Cassia. Ultralis is playing Abathur, going into Pressurized Glance as his level 1. And we're now getting Mopsio on Murden. Over on the right side of the map, it's the Krankle crew in red with Malkarks on Hanzo. We have Cure hailing from an A with Tissue Regeneration on level 1 playing Dehaka. Krankle himself on ETC, Deviant on Brightwing, and Porky, our second NA player, is playing Hogger again. So again, big shout out specifically to our 2 NA players. Always amazing seeing them play cross-server. I love it when the Europeans do that for NA tournaments, and I think the exact same thing when we're seeing somebody from North America playing here. Always nice, and keep in mind they have a ping disadvantage that they gotta struggle with. But poor Murden. Somebody got bullied, damn! Yeah, seems like this is the Krankle crew just opening up things with a bang here. So yes, nicely done. Krankle crew with some pretty neat plays, but it seems like there's going to be a response. Porky survives, gets a heal too. But off to the races we are with some very nice aggressive plays and an early first blood as well. Now, as I already said, this topside move, the topside boss oftentimes decides the game. This thing is just absolutely insane. It's so strong, and most games on Warhead Junction are gonna be decided by the boss pushing. Now obviously there's also the warheads that you have to consider. Most of the time you're trying to get a couple of warheads together so that you can actually push properly with them. But yeah, something to keep an eye on as the game continues here. Now Porky tries to go for the camp, gets very quickly attacked, might be in some trouble. I love the aggressive plays that we're getting from their opponents right now. So yeah, super aggressive move for them as they're trying to steal the camp, but Blaze falls, so they might have overstepped a little bit. And they're losing more than Blaze, they're losing Cassia too. The camp has not been won either, so they're losing 3 heroes, and they don't even get the camp in the process. Yeah, that's bad news for them. Look at this. This is definitely a bad start into the game. 0 kills against 4, your opponent is now a level ahead, and that's that. Now I should probably also explain that for these best of 5 grand finals and the qualifiers, we're actually deciding the starting map. In the first qualifier we had Haunted Mines, now we have Warhead Junction, and most teams don't really practice a whole lot on Warhead Junction, so that's definitely a little caveat that we should throw out there. That also means then at the same time that some of the teams might, you know, just be a bit more aggressive and just say, okay, let's just YOLO this one out and see if we can push this very aggressively right from the start. But at least in this case, it backfired against the blue team, and now they're trailing. The question is how far? Well, I'm a little bit worried that they're now losing more heroes and that the gap widens even further. The first objective is now coming up. Mopsio has already sniffed out what's going on over here and is going to try and invade this, I suppose. So, yeah. With some assistance, Dehaka comes in to help out Hogger. And he's already moving out. Alright, so as it stands, there's a couple of warheads that the teams have to go for right now. That they have to check out all the way up towards the top. Now I have Death Knight and Krankle slowly moving through. Krankle himself, yeah, nearly dying. Abathar can help out with Rhaegar, maybe try and get that kill confirmed. But if he has another power slide cooldown, then Rhaegar is likely gone. And even Bloodcool might be in trouble. Yep, there it is. And where's the heal? Oh! Hogger might have actually just helped him a bit. But now, oof, Rhaegar is low. They're all low, and nobody's dying. Maybe now. Oh my god, Porky doesn't make it. Porky gets actually destroyed here. They couldn't kill Rhaegar, they couldn't kill Cassia. They were insanely close, but all of them survive and make it out of the fight. That's just nuts. Yeah, this just feels bad. If you're chasing and chasing and chasing, you think I got it, I got it, I got it. And then the hero escapes, but you fall. Blaze at the bottom gets destroyed, so it's 5 kills to 1 now. Level 7 talents have already kicked in. We are at the 4-minute mark, which means that the first boss is soon spawning. Now, as I already pointed out, most of the time it's really that second or third boss that ends the game. Again, you can obviously like end it another way. You can push through a lane, you can get your warheads, you can try and use those. But the boss is pretty big, so boss fight, something to watch out for. And teams will monitor the boss very reliably throughout the game to make sure that they're not running into any shenanigans from the other team. Frog with a bit of a ping. Brightwing's still fine. Dehaka moves in. They're still chasing. Nice, good block, but stun doesn't connect. Yeah, and Rhaegar gets out. They could have connected that last stun. Maybe there was an opportunity, but as it stands, nah, not really. So, 5 kills to 1 still. That leading experience doesn't go away anytime soon. We now have Cure at the bottom of the map already utilizing the global. They can run 2, so they have some global presence on this. Obviously, Ultralisk on Abathar also means that they right now do not have a 5th body, a 5th hit point bar in those fights, which makes things a little bit more tricky. But as level 10 kicks in, this is going to help them. The problem is they fall behind so early in the game that this is really tough. Death Knight is again surviving. I mean, honestly, they just can't kill him again, they know. Time and time again they try, and Rhaegar has none of it. But them moving in and stealing the camp away is obviously another really good move. So it also gives them experience that helps them get closer to level 10 abilities. And now that they have level 10, that boss at the top is looking insanely juicy. Nobody's going to stop you if you take that boss now. And since they've already used their warheads to take the fort down a notch and destroy those towers, if you grab this bad boy, you are going to push towards the opponent's keep. So, yeah. Mopsio checks this out. I do not think they're going to commit to anything here. There's 4 heroes already fighting. If it was only, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe you try to get a cheeky kill. But, yeah, no, it's not a thing. So, that should be a push. That allows them to take the fort down and also knock on the keep a little bit. It's very likely what we're going to see next. But, yeah. It's all about the boss plays on Warhead and how far you can push with this. So, as we start to move through the top lane, there's no resistance. They're trying to get level 10 first, which they really, really need, and there's heroic abilities now. And we get Monty! They actually try the monstrosity play. They try for a bounty. Okay. Interesting choice. I didn't expect that because things are already not looking that great and they would probably benefit from a copy. They try to get a quick kill against Hogga. That didn't work. Look how quickly the boss melts that wall away. Keep in mind, we're only 7 minutes in and it's already that strong. So the team fight is already breaking out. The arrow totally whips. Doesn't hit anything. Nice dodge from the boys in blue. The keep indeed takes some damage, and that's not the only thing that takes damage. Look at Rhaegar. Rhaegar is nearly getting murdered, but they are putting Muradin into a corner. Mopsio gets his cooldown back and jumps out, and they can retreat here. Uh-oh, there's the drag, there's the slide, and there's the kill. Cassia gone. Maybe they can get a bit more out of this situation than they expected. Abathar has Mule, so if they want to commit to it, they really, really need to take the entire thing down. And with the minion wave moving in for the red team, it seems like the Krankle crew is very eager to destroy the first keep of the game as soon as they can. And that would also mean if they can take another boss later, that they would essentially go straight for the core. Mopsio gets destroyed too, that's 8 kills to 1, and it definitely seals the fate of the keep at the top. So 8 minutes in, first keep destroyed. First keep gone. 26,000 damage for Hanzo, and we get 22,000 on the other side for Abathar as the top damage dealer in this game. The leading experience, of course, is gigantic right now. We're looking at essentially 2 levels. Talent advantage for them too, and they're looking amazing here. That boss just crushed things. Absolutely. Abathar the only one that hasn't died yet on the blue team side. All hail to the slug. And yeah, now the next play for some camps. I think the blue team is just going to try and be aggressive throughout this game. I honestly think they're just going, they're so far behind, I think they're just going to try and run it. Run it down, attack, see if you can win a fight or two, go full team Ashe on the opponent, and just be aggressive whenever you can. But they have Monty. Monty is pushing the top lane out a little bit. Ultralisk is so far not really taking care of Monty. You can always tell who had a Tamagotchi back in the day by how they're treating the monstrosity. That's always the thing. All the boomers and the zoomers, they're always like sitting there. You need to, like again, any Tamagotchi lover will take care of Monty. But some, they just let him die. Anyways, the top side camp obviously defeated. Now they're pushing at the bottom a little bit. We're going to keep an eye on the boss at the top and it respawns, but for now it's all about trying to take the objective, claim a few more of those warheads, see if you can take a few more structures down, get catapult pressure going as well. So, yep, there we go. With that, next little move. But I mean, they're stealing all of the camps away right now. They're actually going all aggressive on them, trying to take the camps out, which they do. So good for them. More pressure on the lane. Level 13 for both teams now. Monstrosity is also starting to get some work done at the top and getting the stacks together. We're seeing 29 stacks now for the Monstrosity. And that means that the Haka has to deal with the top lane. Either the Haka or anybody else. I honestly don't really care, but somebody needs to stop it. Because Monty is just a tough cookie. And is moving down to the bottom of the map. Not really interested just yet. But either way, half a level to 16. Right. And they are already wrapping around, trying to get a kill before 16 connects for the Krankle crew. Yeah, but I mean, the red team isn't stupid, right? They know that with level 16 they would have a massive lead, so they are playing this mega safe. Hogger has, by the way, taken out the Monstrosity at the bottom of the map, so now that's reset. The boss comes up in 22 more seconds, and you are 3 levels ahead, and you have a talent advantage. They could definitely try and force that fight over there. For sure. Definitely. Let's see if they actually do. And yeah, seems like they're going to make that play. Blue team is fully aware of it. But they have no Abathar copy. Let's not forget about that. They have no Abathar copy here. So already, Muradin is getting caught right away. Pops Avatar, but is mega low. Nearly got Hanzo there in that last encounter. Ancestral is out as well. Arrow connects, and bam! Zip! Muradin is gone. Gets absolutely murdered. Is destroyed. And here comes the drag against Rigger. So, 10 kills to 1. Well done. Next attack towards the boss is a 5 versus 3 right now. They're looking good, and they're trying to end the game here. The fight's still continuing over the warhead. Porky is getting destroyed too. And yeah, Cure is going for the channel. There's only Gavlo and Bloodcool remaining from the blue team. So it's a 4 versus 3 for now if you count Abathar, which you always should. But the boss is taken, and this likely is going to seal it. I mean, right now, there is a big chance that they're going to be able to end the game here, especially now with that slide and the mosh. So that was actually huge. They're getting all the kills, 12 kills to 2. Horga is the only one missing. Monstrosity is pushing the bot lane out a little bit. I mean, Rhaegar is trying to help them with another warhead so that they can use it for defense, I guess. But there's not a whole lot that is happening here in their favor. The boss is so strong. There's no heap left. This should be the end of it. I mean, look, the shield is already gone. They're dropping a couple of warheads themselves. Now we're having Muradin back. Benny, BD, BG. He came, he saw, and he died again. So, 13 to 2. And that's just all she wrote. Rhaegar falls. This is game. The Krankle crew... Well, is it? Yep, the Krankle crew take the lead in the best of 5 grand final of Murky Qualifier number 2. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Second map, Battlefield of Eternity. The Krankle crew has taken the lead. And now we're heading into our second map of the best of 5 series, the grand final of the Murky Cup. Now again, reminder, the 10 heroes that were played in on the previous map cannot be played again in this series. Limiting the pool a bit. We had 1 bounty attempt by the dudes trying to get the Monstrosity bounty. Let's just say, not really all that successful, as usually was the topside boss that ended things. But now we have first pick, first ban for the dudes. And the Krankle crew chose the map. They went for Battlefield of Eternity. And I'm pretty eager to now crush things here. So, who takes it? Let's see. And, well, I actually think... I talked about this earlier. So if you actually caught some of the earlier games from the dudes, and you might know this. But I am pretty sure that at some point they had an issue where they said, can we play our games early because one of our players might leave. But unless I'm missing something here and I'm mixing things up completely, this seems like it's still the full lineup for them. So actually kind of nice that they don't have to sub that too strong here. So yeah, good for them. But yeah, either way, right now they look great in this tournament. I gotta say, I'm quite impressed by how well the dudes are doing overall. Maybe now here in the grand final, they found the master in Krankle crew. who at least were able to take the win on the first map. But, well, as things continue, maybe the blue team is bringing it back. Who knows? Obviously, you have Ultralist now against you. Maiev could be banned at some point. They're already getting rid of Sergeant Hammer here, so they're definitely targeting a couple of the picks that he can play out. He was actually the only one so far in the tournament that played Medivh, so another hero they can play if there's need for it. That's not going to happen in Battlefield of Eternity, at least I don't see it, but yeah. Oh, the Panda gets banned, look at that! Yeah. You can always channel your inner Capybara. If you want to see some cool games with Chen, especially as a main tank, I highly recommend that you look up the playlist on the YouTube channel from the Korea Cup. Played out a few weeks ago, and Capybara, but also others, played a lot with Chen, and also played Chen as a main tank multiple times. It was really, really cool. Completely different meta over on the Korea side with the Korean and the Chinese games, so teams. So if you have not seen that yet, check out the playlists on the YouTube channel. It's actually quite a lot of fun. That's a wild pick, by the way. That is a wild pick for multiple reasons. Vala and Oriel on the other side. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, so here's the reason why this is wild. Stukov is completely disregarded lately on the European side. Doesn't get played a lot. Picking him as a first pick is kind of nuts. These guys know something that I don't. Oriel then as a reaction to that? For Vala? I can see a double support for them and Oriel being part of it. But here comes Sonya and they go Solgen. So this is gonna get wild. Battlefield of Eternity. It's only map 2. This is only the second map. There's plenty still available here. And now we get Ultralist with a first pick Stukov. I am amazed that you would first pick him. Picking Stukov is fine. But that he actually thinks he needs to make this his top priority is interesting. Maiev gets banned for a very good reason. If you have Stukov and Maiev, then you can always tether people into a lurking arm, which is absolutely destroying. So, yeah. Very, very curious how they are going to continue those drafts now. I mean, both teams could go for a full-on hyper carry setup. Sul'jin on one hand, Vala on the other. So they could all just put all their eggs in the basket on one of those characters, get like 2 supports in. So there are multiple ways how they can deal with this. It's also interesting that Mopsio is currently on Sonya. I assume that they're going to swap some heroes around, but let's see how that draft works out. It's going to get kind of funny though. Uther and Liming. Yeah, here we go. So we have Uther as a main tank. Oriel comes in as the second heal. And then we have Vala and Liming. Now, that brings in an additional side laner. So we have Uther doubling as a tank plus also support. So Vala is going to go for auto attacks very likely, despite the fact that it's Battlefield of Eternity. And we get Morales. Like, what is this? Triple heal. They're going for a triple healer comp. They have Mopsio with self-sustain as a Sonya main tank. And this is a bounty. This is the triple healer bounty that they're currently running here. So they are very much so going with Sul'jin into a completely hyper carry. And are trying for, with Morales and Stim Drone. And they're trying to just crush him with Sul'jin. With a triple healer lineup. And on the other side, we're getting Lily. Both of them go triple healer. Triple heal against triple heal. Okay. The hell is happening here? This is gonna be insane, by the way. Lily last pick. Guys, we have a bounty completed no matter who wins. Let's go. Game number 2, Battlefield of Eternity. Embrace it, embrace it. Let chaos reign as we are heading into game number 2 of the best of 5 grand final. Both teams are going for the triple heal bounty. We have Death Knight on Sul'jin. That's crazy. Death Knight is the one playing Sul'jin. We got Ultralisk on Stukov, Mopsio on Sonya, Gavlo on Ana, and then Bloodcool on Morales. So an absolute hyper carry setup that they're running with Sul'jin here. And they're going up against the Krankle crew, who already has taken the lead in the best of 5 series, but who also aims for a triple healer bounty. With Malkarks on Vala, we get Krankle on Oriel, Porky on Uther, doubling as a main tank, Deviant is playing Lily, and Cure is playing Liming. The amount of heals and sustain that we're getting in this game is insane. I mean, absolutely bonkers. So, yeah. I mean, one option is that nobody dies in this game. The other option is that we're just going to see mad death because one of the hyper carries is going to be going crazy. As expected, by the way, I already called this out. Vala, yes, it's Battlefield of Eternity, but with this setup you play an auto attack style. So normally when we're talking Battlefield of Eternity, arrow build is the standard for her, since it does extra damage with monster under level 7 against the Immortal, and you can burn it down quickly. But the idea here is a different one, and they're executing it quite nicely so far. Yeah, that's a double kill, and that's good stacks for Vala as well. So Suljin is dead, and so is Stukov. An easy double kill for the red team, and they're going to capitalize on it with the camp that they're now taking. So if Vala is able to participate in these brawls, in these fights, that's always nice for her, because she's going to be able to stack her level 1. It's quite important for her to not die, but stacking level 1 is also pretty amazing. Now, what a game. Stukov can of course be a beast on the damage as well, the man with the big arm. We have Fetid Touch as the level 1 choice for him. 10 stacks also for Suljin. Again, he went into Recklessness. And Vala! Even with the heals, she's nearly dead! But she survives and tries to turn it, but can't quite. Got close though, and is now on 51 stacks. We're only 1 minute 50 seconds into the game, and she has 50 stacks already. That's kind of wild. That's actually kind of wild. Imagine it continuing like this and her not dying. She would have so much damage on every single auto attack. Death Knight is rocking the spray game here. But this is just going to be such a party as we're fighting for Immortals. Level 4 kicks in. With that we get Death Dealer, of course. Uther already looking for that stun. The old Woodchuck Chuck is already making his move there. But that they went for the same bounty as well is just so crazy. You could already tell to an extent as the draft started with the first choices that they made. But it is just highly entertaining to see that happen now. Both of them just going all out. Alright, whatever. It's a good map for it, so let's just make the move here. Either way, it's gonna be very, very entertaining. Okay, with this, we're now having topside, the camp taken, they got a kill, they took Oriel out, so they were able to go for the camp. Now we have, there's actually lots of damage on that wall. Damn. Yeah, a bit more damage maybe on the blue team. Good zip into the wall. Suljin, dead again. Best way to keep him from stacking is killing him. Even with the 2 supports that he has here, he couldn't do anything. Ana is able to move away, it's not a problem. More stacks for Vala. I mean, right now, Vala is absolutely winning that hyper carry battle between the 2 of them. And they're getting the halftime show essentially for free as well. So the Krankle crew, off to a fantastic start in the early game of this series. And if they get 100% on the Immortal Shield for the first push, that would cost the dudes their fort. Wow. That was kinda clutch. There were a couple of moments already where Vala was very low and close to dying. No, she made it, but now we have the... Essentially, we're gonna have the 5 versus 5. Suljin is doing damage now on the left, and just look how quickly he's starting to take the Immortal out here. Suljin is really starting to crush this. Lily dying. Uther! He's dead too. Didn't get a heal. And who knows? Maybe Suljin's actually gonna win the objective for them. Certainly starting to look better and better. Vala's moving in for a few stacks, but yep, Suljin is likely now going to claim it. Death Knight takes it, and the blue team wins the Immortal. Okay. I think the Krankle crew is going to be slightly annoyed by that. That's a twist that they probably could have done without. So now the level 7 talents are popping up just in time for the push. I mean, it's a tiny shield. Obviously not a lot going on for them. But 99 stacks now for Vala, so she's going to get the second quest reward in a moment. With 1 more auto attack, that's all that she needs. That's the arrow out. Tries for the auto attack, but also has to dodge out on some of Suljin's damage. And by the way, Suljin might not have a lot of stacks on the baseline quest, but he's already on 4 with Arcanite access, and this is essentially the first push to the top. So, yeah. I think late game, my money would be on Suljin. If they can just deny a few more Immortals so that the game doesn't end too quickly, and give Suljin opportunities, that could be pretty big. But, yeah, well, Vala. Whoa! That would have been amazing. Imagine the grenade pushing Vala into a sleep dart. Vala and Suljin just going toe to toe right now. Who has more damage? Vala's on 20,000, Suljin's on 13,000. Wah wah. Yeah, Suljin clearly winning, clearly losing this, but he's a lot of siege damage. So Vala might win the damage battle. By the way, Stukov is the main damage dealer for the red team, for the blue team with 19,000. But I think Suljin wins this in the long run for sure. I would be pretty much shocked if he didn't. So down at the bottom of the map, they're starting to go for Mopsio. That might even be a... Nah, the whip. Didn't get close enough for the whip to play a role here, or they might have been able to do something. Blue team is now also only half a level away from level 10. So once that we have Taz Dingo too, this is gonna get extremely nasty for the red team. The start into the game was quite nice. They got a few kills. They did well initially on the objective on the halftime show. Looked even like they could get 100% shield immortal. And then the blue team turned it up to 11. And right now it's looking way, way better for dudes. Yeah. I mean, Vala's getting nice stacks together, don't get me wrong, but the same can also be said for Suljin, who already has his first quest reward on the baseline, so that's a range increase that he is already utilizing. And with all the healers that we have on both sides, we should get a lot of drawn-out fights. And Suljin is just gonna indefinitely stack. Vala is at some point gonna be done with stacking. Suljin won't be. So the longer this lasts, the more dangerous this becomes. Suljin is already up on the... Well, they're trying to get a kill over here. 4 versus 5 right now. They need Liming too, and Liming is now coming in. They need kills. Liming with resets as potential. Has actually not gone for Calamity. It's a good choice. We can talk about that in a moment. In this case, I actually think this is a really, really good choice. Normally you want to play around the resets, but you're not going to get a lot of resets here. They get a kill here for one. Okay. Nice, the heal is in, we got Disintegrate and we got Seeker. It's all about damage. It's all about damage on single targets, trying to take him down and slowly and steadily eliminate the sustain on the other side. Look at Ultralisk, for example, already paying the price here. Arrow missed, or he could have fallen too, but they're zoning them away and they're able to get a kill on Suljin too. The stun was great, or he could have gone for Taz Dingo. So now we have 2 more kills for the Krankle crew. And you know, this is exactly how they need to approach this. They need to get the kills in exactly these situations. And this is working pretty well to try and catch up. But the halftime show is essentially 50-50 and death times are still low. So Suljin will be back in a moment. Whoa, Vala! Yeah. Even with the 3 heals, she's getting chunked when stuff connects. So here comes the Water Dragon. Really wanted to go for damage and does so. Vala again at the front and gets mega chunked. Sonya is a problem. Sonya is definitely a problem for her. So there's this Integrate. There's the Rain of Vengeance. Nice little place with Aegis now used too. Vala moving back again. And we have a nano boosted Sonya. Sonya was always boosted. But look how much they have full hit points again. Full hit points, and there's also a bit of a mana problem for the Krankle crew. Thankfully, 4 of that. Oh, nice stun. Yeah, the stun is in, but now Mopsio is just crushing them. Mopsio crushes Liming, and they're not even close to dying. Maybe now in the back, Stukov, not even him. They can't even get the kill. This Dingo comes out as they're going for Suljin again, and they win another Immortal. That's the second Immortal in the row that now win. And Vala is gone. Suljin is done with his quest. Now he has a double swing. I just don't see how the red team wins this game. I just do not see it. Vala has crazy stacks, yes, but she's also soon done. Suljin is at 34 and 30 on his 2 quests, and they're just brutalizing them. Damage output now 36, 35 and 34,000 for Suljin, Stukov and for Sonya. And on the other side you have essentially only Vala that is absolutely crushing it. Yes, Auriel's at 26,000 damage as well. Vala's at 45. But if you just look at the flow of these fights, it's clear that the blue team is starting to get more and more headway here. And it's not going to change for Death Knight on Suljin. In the slightest. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna be much worse. That's level 13. They got the talent advantage now. That gives us Eye of Suljin. We're only 10 minutes in and then knocking at the keep. And at the top there's a double wave pushing for the keep wall in the top lane. So this keep is gone. So there's the stuns. Suljin still trying to stack, trying to get a kill. Aegis is out. Stim drone is of course out. And in comes Death Knight. And he gets mad hits out of this. 37 stacks and 40 stacks. 43 again. The longer this lasts, the better for the blue team. And they're already leading. They're already ahead. It's not even like we're sitting here and they are behind and we're like, ah, well, maybe if just a little bit more time passes, they can bring the game back. No, they're already ahead. They're already ahead on all of this. So, yeah. Keep at the bottom is now gone. And the Krankle crew, they need some crazy team fight where everything connects for them. Where they, for example, get the stuns through properly with, let's say, Uther, where they can tee things up with Li Ming and Vala is able to crush it. There's also, for Li Ming now, yeah, she went glass cannon. I understand why, I just don't know. I get it, I just don't know if it's going to be enough. They're going to try and burst targets down, and it's going to be difficult. And Suljin again, he's at 51 stacks now. Gets a few more right here, and look how much it chunks Cure. So, with the attacks coming in, and Suljin just working his stacks on level 1. He's just sitting pretty, gets another hit with the Arcanite access, another connect there. It's not insane what he has on the baseline, but it's just getting worse, that's the problem. And the keep at the bottom is already gone, so a few more hits against Vala. Yeah, and more stacks also for his level 7. And down at the bottom of the map, they need to deal with the catapults, they need to deal with the next wave that is coming in. Yeah, the air is definitely going to get a lot thinner in this one. Ah, it's tough. If the red team gets some good connects, but now this objective is going to tell us a lot. This objective might end the game if it's taken by the blue team. And Oriel is dead. Oriel is already dead. Stukov is still alive. Good stun this time, but Uther still falls. I think this is the beginning of the end. They might not even go for the objective, just go for the core if this continues. I mean, look at Sonya. Mopsio with mad spin to win. Big damage, and he's just smashing them away. I mean, absolutely smashing them. It's bananas. Sonya, so good. I mean, she can't die. The spin to win with 3 healers behind you. This lineup that they're running here is so insanely dangerous. By now, we have 55,000 damage for Suljin. He's now the top damage dealer, at least on his team. Vala is still ahead, but it doesn't matter. They have 8 kills to 5. They have the lead in experience. They are winning every single objective. The team fights are going their way too. So, yeah, the dudes on their way to a victory on Battlefield of Eternity. Krankle crew and another Hail Mary. They need a kill. Maybe now. Maybe here. The stun and Gavlo is finally dead, but they're losing Oriel in the same moment. Now Sonya is in trouble. Vala might get the kill here. Vala gets the kill. Uther is gone too. And Li Ming with a Suljin kill. Finally a little bit of momentum just before level 13 hits. Vala is now completely done, by the way, with their quest. Wants to come in and get another kill. Goes for Stukov. They're getting big damage in. Morales needs to be careful too. Yeah, that's the move forward. Good play with Vision from Ultralisk on the other hand. It nearly leads to a counter kill. So playing around with the Vision in the bush is definitely helping. Mana's getting a little bit grim. And, well, Stukov, he is doing work here. But now with a stutter step. Maybe now. Yes, there it is. 1-2, both down. Malkarix with Vala gets the kills for the team, locks both in, and now they might be able to finally get an objective here. But it's not even secured yet because their own Immortal is basically dead. Any kind of attack against it is going to seal it. So now the blue team is throwing too many heroes against them now. They might win the objective, but they might also lose a few more heroes in the process. That's the problem that I have. They get the objective, but they might lose Suljin again. Stun, 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 stun. Fully murdered. Full stun lock and he's gone. They're going to win this one. They're going to win the Immortal. I mean, it doesn't have shields left. But, yeah. So, all of a sudden, now we have Manticore. Is Manticore changing things? Vala has died once. She still has very nice attack speed. But is this really going to change things for them? 83,000 damage is pretty impressive. But they haven't taken a single fort out yet. They have lost the keep. They're kind of on their ropes here. They have more kills now, but they fought hard to get that first support hero eliminated, which finally cascaded things a bit in their favor. I just don't know if they can do anything here, because now we have Suljin also with wrong time, wrong place. And look how quickly that Immortal disappears. They might not even get a fort here. They should get a fort. Maybe not. 5 are back. Suljin creates some space. Vala is just too squishy. She does insane damage, but she's also very, very squishy right now. And look how much damage Sonya alone does. Yeah, they're getting all chunked down. But Ana dies. Ana dies. Sonya stunned. Aegis is out. Mopsio! He doesn't get the kill. And dies to living. No way. They get 3. Do not tell me they actually turned that game. That isn't happening. No way. Guys, they take them all out. Every single hero with the exception of Suljin is dead. They're getting their kills here. Morales gone. And then they go for Suljin. Now they try for the keep. They're actually looking to end the game. They realize how tricky this is going to be for them. So now with the death timers, they're trying to end it. I have no idea. Do they have enough time? Ana in 5. Ana is back in 5. Keep is gone. They want the stun. They can't get it. They got some sustain. They don't have the time for this. I just don't see it. Ooh, but they get the kill on Stukov. Maybe now. Maybe now. If Stukov doesn't die, then there's no way. But now the shield is falling. Sonya is coming back. Vala is just auto-attacking. They want to end the game here. Vala is auto-attacking. Oh my god, the race! 50% the heals. They're coming everywhere. 30! They're pulling it off. They're actually pulling it off. What do they... 5%! And that is game! A 2-0 lead and a completed bounty for the Krankle Crew. GG. Well, we have a pretty crazy situation right now. First of all, I can't believe that Krankle Crew won this. I thought the dudes could not lose that game. And I still believe that if Stukov just sits back a little bit and doesn't die, that the blue team can defend. And you could see the Krankle Crew were also worried that they cannot win this game because they literally just pushed through a sidewall for the keep to the core because they said, guys, we gotta go right now. We cannot go more into the late game. So the dudes, you can argue, did they throw, did they not throw? Either way, Krankle Crew has a 2-0 lead. Bounty was completed. Krankle Crew just completed the triple healer bounty. And now we are in that awkward spot where you essentially don't have a lot of healers left. Think about it. 6 healers were played in game number 2, can't be played anymore. 2 healers were played on the first map, can't be played anymore. And now they're banning supports. So all of a sudden, you are starting to run out of heals. Now, there is also a bounty if you win with no healers. Normally, people would try and use Abatha and maybe Zarya in that context. That could still happen here. But they could try to go for another bounty. So, Krankle Crew have a match point now. It's the best of 5 in the grand final. But, yep, here comes my... It's wild. It's honestly wild. It's just crazy what happens here. I'll show you the bounties again, just to give you a bit of an idea. So, again, in this context right now, we have already seen the triple healer bounty completed for the red team, for the Krankle Crew. I'm not sure what else they... again, they could try and complete a no healer bounty. There's still a couple around, so I don't think that any of the teams are really going to go for that. But we'll see. Talking about healers, we have Tyrande as a very early pick and Thrall for the dudes. So in this case, you also want to have a bit of self-sustain if you can. But yeah, Death Knight goes for Tyrande. That's already a big one. Now we have Maiev for Cure. Takes it also away from Ultralisk, obviously. Both sides have a good Maiev player. Yeah, and now, the big question. What exactly is the Krankle Crew gonna do? After that victory, and that victory was really hard fought. Oh, they go for Stitches Alex. They're trying the next bounty. Stitches Alexstrasza is a bounty that we threw out there because if you get that endless globe for Stitches, you can do some really cool stuff. So, I love this. I absolutely love this. Alexstrasza, Stitches. We could eventually end up in a game, if we're going to game 4, game 5, where there's actually no healer around anymore. For now, we still have a few good choices. But that they combo it off with Stitches is just amazing. I love this. Now we have a second bounty attempt for the Krankle Crew. And it's actually a very strong combo in that context. And I mean within that context with 20 heroes now removed from the pool because they were already played. And with that heavy focus on healers that were played before. Because normally you want to cleanse, right? There's so many things that you want where you shy away from other healers. Now, something like Tyrande, something like Alexstrasza looks a bit more appealing to you. Now, Mephisto is banned. So is Medivh. That's a smart ban as well. Mopsion variant. And we get Tychus. But I really, really like that they banned out Mephisto. Ultralisk already played Mephisto in this particular tournament. I think he played it in the quarterfinal. So making sure that he doesn't get access to that on a map like Infernal Shrines, especially with them playing Stitches, makes perfect sense. Now I think Falstad is still up, so you could go for an isolation play with Gust, but you also still need your side laner. Maiev alone is not going to cut it there. But there's Falstad. Falstad and Leoric. I like that draft. It's actually kind of cool what they're trying to do here. Oh, meet the Butcher. What? Varian, Thrall, and the Butcher. Bounty attempt from both teams. One of them is going to walk away with a bounty. Ladies and gentlemen, the grand final goes into game number 3. We're heading to Infernal Shrines. Krankle Crew against the Dudes. Game number 3. It's going to be epic. Each team, both teams, are going for a bounty attempt. We have Gavlo on Tychus. Ultralisk is trying to complete the Butcher bounty with his team as he goes for Chop Meat as his level 1 choice. Meat! Meat! And we got Death Knight on Tyrande. Thrall played by Bloodcool. We're looking at Mopsion variant, and then on the right side it is Malkarx on Falstad. We get Krankle with Leoric, and here are the important talents. Alexstrasza is playing the Circle of Life, played by Deviant, and we have Porky with Hungry for More on Stitches and Q on YF. So yes, it is indeed a bounty attempt from both teams that we're seeing here now, and it's going to be awesome. Absolutely here for it. Totally here for it. Stitches is trying to go for insane stacks on his level 1 choice, specifically with Alexstrasza completing her own, so that he becomes this unkillable machine that you just can't take down. That tank that will take position of the shrine and that you can never push back out. And on the other side you have the Butcher that is attempting, of course, to not only complete his quest, but then also rip everything in his path apart. If that works out or not, time will tell, but I am definitely here to find out. That party is going to be awesome. Topside push after they were hiding. They wanted to go for Leo. Yeah, it would have been nice to take him down real early and get the first few stacks together, but that didn't happen. Now, Stitches, of course, in and of itself. There's a little bit more to... Oh, look at Varian. Varian with the High King's quest. Hello? Is he going to go meme strike? Nah. Double bounty makes no sense. You can only complete a single bounty in a game. Oh, good hook. Good hook and a kill. The tower is helping. Tower was helping and they get the kill. They want to go for the Butcher. 5 meat stacks and Ultralisk turns vegan. Ultralisk is playing the vegan Butcher right now. He's back down to 0. Nothing to be done here. Stitches and Alexstrasza are now starting to get their first stacks for the level 1 quest. Obviously picking the camps up, and the camp globes is helping with that quite a lot. So yeah, nice for them. And they're going from camp to camp actually at this point, just to make sure that they're getting enough of these stacks together. This is really going to help. So, as it stands, we have level 4 and 2 kills to 0 in favor of the Krankle Crew. Still a little bit curious what we're going to get from Varian. I guess he might go Smash. Meme Strike, again, you can only complete 1. Oh no, Thrall, the hook! And Falstad wants the kill, and they might still get it now with Maiev moving in. Bloodcool moves away out of the fight. Falstad has to be careful as well though, because he's starting to drop a bit low, and the Butcher likes chicken from what I've heard. Yeah, Maiev in trouble, and Cure is eliminated. Cure is eliminated. The Butcher apparently wasn't in range. Yeah, they go for Stitches instead, and you know what? With that stun, they might actually get him. Stitches is gone, and the Butcher is on 30 stacks. 30 stacks for Ultralisk. 35, picks up a bit more here. Went into the unrelenting pursuit as his level 4. So, just like that, we have 2 kills to 2, and the first shrine is up as well. Taunt for Varian, despite the fact that he went into the High King's quest. So yeah, thankfully. I was already getting a little bit worried here. But we have 6 stacks now for Alexstrasza, for Stitches. Again, this is really... The synergy between the two of them is really going to unfold once that we're looking into the later stages of the game and Alexstrasza completed their quest and they can properly feed Porky. And then once that you have that big hit point pool with Stitches, then he can really become an absolute nuisance. Leo is going for it. Might actually die now. Yeah, and that is more stacks. So now he's at 67. They can't sacrifice someone like Leoric the way that they would usually be okay with if they're going up against the Butcher. That's just gonna hurt them. So they give up the first objective, as it seems, and instead are just going for counter pressure at the bottom of the map. Not really a bad choice, especially if you want to make sure that the Butcher is not going to get any additional stacks. And, of course, at the same time, you are just farming globes. Falstad can now take this, and the rest is slowly moving over. Deviant. Yeah, Thrall comes in, but they're going to be fine here. So the heal is through. Good for them. Apparently still eager to maybe make a difference on the Shrine. And to be honest, it's 21 against 21 stacks, so why not? Hits a good hook after we got the slow. Falstad is pushing for the bot side fort, by the way. Tigers is soon going to defend it, but Falstad is doing tons of damage down there. So, good for them. Over here, on the other hand, yeah, the next fight is breaking out, and they're going for Death Knight in the back. They want Tyrande, they want to eliminate her. She drops low, and they take her down with the Dragon Queen. Great play here from Deviant, but oh, and they get the Butcher too. Now he's down to 52 stacks again. But, well, oh, and Thrall! Thrall gets also killed. At least they got the Punisher, I suppose. Or took the Punisher away from the red team. And this could have been so much worse for them. But it still hurts that he lose the fight like this. 13 stacks to 12 on the Globe Talents for the red team. Alexstrasza soon going to be done with her quest reward. And then, of course, that's where the real party begins. But look at the damage that was done by the Punisher and then compare that to what Falstad did to the bot lane. I mean, that's a clear victory for the Krankle crew. They want the 3-0 win. They don't want to dive through map 4 and potentially 5. They want to take this right now and, yeah, make a huge step towards not only the playoffs, but also get themselves another bounty. Now, level 10 is mega close for them, so that's going to help. Butcher is starting to charge in and gets in tower range, but they take my F down. So more stacks for him. Hook range not long enough yet. Without level 10, honestly, timing-wise, that was as perfect as it gets. Circle of Life is in. Gorge, Gust, Entomb. Alexstrasza is now done, so she can really feed Stitches here. With tons and tons of globes and really just boost that hit point pool to a massive extent. Stitches is currently sitting at 18. Now obviously he's getting a few more rewards as well. He gets the movement speed too. He also gets he already got an extra 5% simply by picking the talent. And two more globes, he's gonna have 10% of extra attack speed. And as the game continues, it's gonna be more and more. They take the Butcher down, so that's 72 stacks. Really trying to work it, but getting killed like this doesn't help the cause. Now, Thrall at least completed his level 4 quest earlier. That's not enough to win them the game here. He's going to fall too. It's just going to take a little bit because he's running circles around them. More or less literally. Yeah, it's just a problem when you don't have level 10 abilities. Now we have 20, so Stitches has 10% movement speed. Alexstrasza with another globe that she easily provides here. So he's sitting at 21. This is getting dangerous as the game continues. Now on top of that, of course, with level 10 now available on both sides, it means that we're getting the Slaughterhouse for Stitches eventually. Currently, as Stitches for the Butcher eventually. Now it's the Lamb to the Slaughter, so the upgraded version on 20 will most likely kick in. Gorge used, and Ultralisk dies again. Okay, that hurts now. He's died way too many times already. That's problematic. Ultralisk on the Butcher has now died 4 times. And the bottom fort has been eliminated while all of that was going on. So it doesn't really bode well for the blue team. They need to stack the Butcher. And if he's the one that dies the most, yeah, it doesn't help. Now, 13,000 damage for Falstad, 17,000 for Thrall. But of course, all eyes still on also the quests. Porky now has the extended range. That's going to make things so much easier for us. So great Entomb. Fantastic. That's an easy kill on Tigers. Tigers goes down. That was well executed. And they get the disc on Varian as they're hoping to get a follow-up kill. And Varian might actually fall. Yeah, in comes my F. Mops you. And he gets killed. Sunring comes too late. They hope for a counter. Can't. And the heal from Alexstrasza. 28. Oh, and they get the Gorge. And they get Thrall. That's a triple, baby. That's an easy triple kill for them. And Very likely a fort in the mid. Tyrande rides away from the hook on her mount. Or that would have connected. If she would have tried to walk away from it, she would have gotten caught 100%. 30 stacks now for Stitches. We're 8 minutes in, and he is already sitting at 30 stacks. Alexstrasza again is going to accelerate this time and time again. He's soon going to be on 15% additional movement speed. Not even talking about the extra hit points that he's obviously getting with this. So already 750 extra hit points that he can rely upon. And as I keep reminding people, this actually also improves your Devour, because Devour procs off your max HP. So the more hit points you have, the more effective Devour becomes. Nice little move for that ult, look at that. They get Leoric taken out, which means that we have a few more stacks for the Butcher, as he's trying to get away. So they're sitting at 97 at this point. Maybe once that they complete the quest, if they can after that just keep stacking him, he's going to become that single target killing machine that they need now in order to gain a bit of momentum here. But it's still a long road for him. And they're losing ground on all lanes. The problem is that they've lost 2 of their forts already. Now the mid lane is getting attacked. It's still early in the game, so it hasn't scaled too well. But the wall will fall. And the keep itself is taking at least some damage, not a ton. But here comes the Butcher into the back. Gorge against Tychus. And they can't kill Stitches. It's already a problem for them. And he's still getting more globes as we speak. Gavlo gets murdered. Quest completed for Varian, but that barely helps them as Tyrande dies too. That's the second one to fall. Ultralisk is on the run, and there's no saving him. The Butcher dies again. He's back down to 84 meat stacks. Leo dies, but the Butcher can't even capitalize on it. So now the keep is about to fall, and boy, they might just go. Nah, they're not going for it. It's too early. It's too early. Those death timers are not high enough. But, whoa! What a game again from the Krankle crew. Very, very strong performance from them. Not only here, but throughout the tournament so far. And in this case, they're stealing again more camps. That gives them more globes. 36 now for Porky. 4 more, and he's at 15% additional movement speed, which helps him to connect his Gorge. It helps him to run away once that he has Gorged. And yeah, just looking better and better for them. And Alexstrasza again, she can help out with all of it. And will. So that's another one that they're going to pick up here. Raw damage output. Butcher has only 9,000. Butcher is literally the hero at this point that has the least hero damage. Least hero damage in the entire game. Yep. They're trying to get that single target damage going. 25,000 for Leo, 36,000 for Thrall. Those are the 2 top damage dealers. Ultralisk again, drained, attacked, and Tomb out. And Tomb is out. Lamb to the slaughter, and he gets slaughtered. Leo got slaughtered. Leo is gone, and Stitches gets a heal. Porky, the Gorge, and Stitches is still alive. They can't kill him. Okay, there he is. The caster curse hits hard. But Ultralisk is also about to die, isn't he? Yep. So they kill Stitches, but now they're losing everyone else. Now they're losing everyone else. 3 heroes are already down. The chase is on. Gavlo is trying to get away here. Look at the bot lane and the mid lane, by the way. The keep has fallen on both sides. There's minions pushing in on this. They're losing Mopsio now at the top. He gets this tier. But it is just an absolute disaster. 18 kills to 8. By the way, bottom keep has not fallen. Sorry, it's getting attacked right now. That's what I meant. So, yeah. They're going for the next camp. Moving from one to another. 2.5 level ahead here. Krankle crew with just a mad advantage. And the bottom keep has taken serious damage. Down to 50% of its HP. And now that they're moving over towards the right side, they are starting to take the next camp out. Which will give Stitches another one. So, yeah. Another sec for Stitches, 43. He has 1,000 extra hit points now. And he also has, on top of that, the 15% movement speed that I highlighted earlier. Now we have 136 stacks for the Butcher. God, just imagine if he wouldn't have died so many times. I mean, it's easier said than done. In order to really get those stacks, you need to participate in the fights, you need to be in the front. Again, it's difficult. But yeah, right now, if they can stack him and then they need time, and I don't know if they have it. They have taken so much damage already. But at least it's even talents for the next fight. But at the top you have Leo already going for the objective. They're just pushing at the bottom. But the red team reacts quite nicely by simply going in for the top side wall. So they're saying, hey, if you are pushing for our fort, we are pushing for your keep. And the next problem that the blue team has to face is that, well, they're now in this awkward spot, you know, where it will become a little bit difficult to defend against level 20 and the boss. Look at the timing. Leo is slowing this down. He's keeping it at 39, allows the team to get level 20. Their playing is extremely safe because they know that the blue team would love nothing more but to invade and get a kill now. And that's actually what they're trying to do. And of course it's what they're trying to do. What else would they do? They're literally sitting at the side. They want to flank in. Look how the variant goes. They're all waiting for anyone to appear on a lane where they can take him down. And it's just not happening. They're moving towards the top. They're not having anyone isolated on the map. The blue team needs a kill, and they don't allow them to get one. That's how they play it. So now these guys just have to hearth. They were hoping to trap somebody, get a kill, and have an easier time defending. But now they're up against level 20 talents, which gives us the Ritual of Life, which is crazy. Then we got Hungry Stitches. So this is a big push to potentially end the game. And if they do, of course, in the context, also end the entire series. I mean, this would be victory in qualifier number 2 for the Krankle crew. Keep is gonna go down 100%. Dragon Queen is already in. Bye-bye Tyrande. Bye-bye Thrall. The Punisher jumps in. Well, actually, he might survive. But double gorge, triple gorge has already happened. Now Tychus is gone. Mopsio dies. That is game. That's game. There's nothing that they can do anymore. 100%. Everybody destroyed. 22 kills against 8. Kudos to the red team. Great performance in the tournament. Fantastic performance in the grand final. They win it with a 3-0 and lock in another bounty. GG. Well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.